We're here at the new Innovators Lounge, and we're looking at Zadara Storage. I'm here with Noam. How's the show been for you guys so far, being new innovators, and maybe you can tell us a little bit about your product.
The show has been fantastic so far. It's just the second morning of the show, and already we've had great traffic, a lot of interest, new friends that now we're meeting, and new companies interested in the product. So Zadara Storage is the first and only enterprise storage as a service company. What we mean by that is the same SAN and NAS systems that we know and love and have depended on for at least 2 decades now, but with a completely new business model, providing it 100% as a service, OpEx, pure consumption pricing. We own the system, we manage the system, we provide a 100% SLA. The customer can get the storage and simply consume it as needed, go up and down as necessary, and we provide the 100% uptime SLA. And to make it even more special, the storage not only exists on-premise on the customer's private data center, but also we've pre-positioned it in 10 locations around the world that are attached to major public clouds like Amazon Web Services, like Microsoft Azure, so that there's an easy way to replicate data into the cloud for things like disaster recovery as well as cloud bursting. So the way that Zadara Storage is consumed on premises and in the cloud is exactly the same. It's through a very easy to use web-based portal where you create exactly the storage system that you need for right now, and where you can change that system at any time later based on shifting needs. So let me walk you through that. To create what we call a VPSA, that's a virtual private storage array, we click on Create VPSA. We select the location where we want it. This could be a public cloud location or a private location. So for example, we can see Amazon Web Services, we can see Microsoft Azure, and so on and so forth. If we click on Amazon Web Services, we then get to select a region. So we have 5 regions around the world: Northern Virginia, Northern California, Tokyo, Ireland, and Australia. These are the same as the Amazon Web Services regions, and each one of these storage locations is only 1 or 2 milliseconds away from the virtual machines, which means very low latency and very high performance. After selecting the region, like let's do, for example, Northern Virginia, we get to make 2 more selections. One is what we call the Zadara engine. There are 5 sizes of engines. Bigger engines are more performant, give you higher peak performance, allow you to attach more drives, and of course they cost more per hour. You can see, for example, if I select the basic engine, note the cute names: Baby, Basic, Boost, Blazing. If I choose Basic, my price just goes up to 99 cents per hour. And then I select my drives. I have a choice of STaaS drives, 10,000 RPM drives, SATA drives, 3 and 5 terabyte drives. We're the first storage as a service provider to offer 5 terabyte drives and 200 gig SSDs. These are actual physical drives which you don't share with anybody else. Big deal. You know exactly where your data resides, and you get full quality of service. So let's say we want these 600 gig STaaS drives. Maybe we want 5 of them. So my price just went up to $1.74. And then all I need to do at this point is give this a name. So I'll call it, for example, Zadara. And I hit submit. Once I hit submit, I confirm that this is the request that I want. If you look down here, it's creating my VPSA. And it takes only 90 seconds. And think about this while it's creating. This is a full storage array with dual controllers for high availability. With full features: snapshots, remote mirroring, thin provisioning, RAID, NFS, CIFS, iSCSI, all of that, and you can create it in 90 seconds. There's no shipping, there's no custom configuration and quoting that you have to go through, there's no provisioning, and there's no racking and stacking. It's already in 90 seconds with 100% uptime SLA and fully supported by us with 24/7 support. You can see now that the VPSA is launching. While it's launching, I can click on existing VPSAs that I've already created, and you can see how flexible they are. I can change the engine at any time, go to a smaller engine or to larger engines as I wish. I can assign a public IP address if I want to expose this publicly. We only allow iSCSI, external connections. I can add drives at any point. So any type of drive, again, in any quantity. I can, of course, remove drives too if I want to pay less. I can grow or shrink my SSD read-write cache on the fly. And I can even do that here, submit. And just by doing this, I've doubled the size of my cache, and I'm paying only 4 cents per hour more than I had before. And I'll mention a few more things while the launch is taking place. These VPSAs are completely isolated from each other. So you can create multiple VPSAs, and you are guaranteed that they'll never interfere with each other for perfect quality of service. This is great both in a cloud where there are concerns about noisy neighbors, but it's also great on premises. For example, let's say that I need to launch a new application. I can do that just by doing a new VPSA and knowing a priori that my existing applications will not be impacted. So full isolation for new applications, protecting the existing applications from any kind of performance issues resulting from new projects. So what I can see now in the demo is that my VPSA is booting. So it's in the very last stages of booting. And to show one more piece here, I can always hibernate my VPSA. The reason I would want to do that is maybe I don't need to access the data right now and I don't want to pay for the engine. So by hibernating, I put the VPSA to sleep. I click hibernate. I hit OK. And now the VPSA engines are being shut down. The drives are still there. I'm still paying for the drives, but I'm now no longer paying for those engines, which I'm not using at the moment. And of course, once I'm hibernated, I have the ability to wake up the engine at any point in time in a matter of minutes, and at that point I start paying again for my VPSA engine. By this time, the VPSA is ready, and now I can attach it to either my local servers and virtual machines or my Amazon or Microsoft Azure virtual machines, as the case may be. As I mentioned, the latency is very low, 1 to 2 milliseconds, and the protocols are standard operating system protocols, iSCSI, NFS, CIFS, and here at VMworld we also announced our new protocol, ICER, which is iSCSI extensions for RDMA, which provides even more performance and lower latency over the standard Ethernet interface. And I think with that, I want to thank you for listening. If you listened this far, really appreciate the time, really appreciate the questions, and please come visit us at zadarastorage.com for a free trial.